She was once the definition of beauty, sharp features, seductive charisma, a face that lit up every screen. But now, she's almost unrecognizable. In Hollywood, where eternal youth is a religion, aging can seem like a crime. And for this once bright star, the fall from red carpet queen to tabloid disaster is shocking. Her transformation has everyone talking. Is it the cruel demands of fame, or is Hollywood simply cruel to aging icons? The question is, can you guess who she is before we reveal her name? Brace yourself, because the before and after pictures will be unbelievable. Gary Busey carved out a one-of-a-kind place in Hollywood with his undeniable talent and unforgettable eccentricity. His rise to fame began in the 1970s, but it was his electrifying turn as Buddy Holly in the Buddy Holly Story that catapulted him into the spotlight, earning him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. With raw energy and a magnetic screen presence, Gary proved he was far more than just a quirky smile. He was a force. But Busey's story has never been a straight line. In 1988, at the height of his fame, he survived a near-fatal motorcycle crash while riding without a helmet. The accident left him with a severe brain injury, visible scars, and a face that seemed to grow sharper, more rigid with time. His once vibrant expressions became more distant, and his unpredictable behavior started to dominate the headlines. What could have ended his career instead added a strange, compelling new chapter to his legend. A story of survival that only deepened his mystique. Despite the setback, Gary kept working. With more than 150 film and TV credits to his name, including cult classics like Lethal Weapon and Point Break, he remained a Hollywood mainstay. His career may have shifted from the heights of his Buddy Holly days, but his wild charm and off-the-wall antics never stopped winning fans. Whether stealing scenes on the big screen or delivering hilariously offbeat wisdom on reality TV, Gary Busey has stayed true to himself, loud, unpredictable, and utterly original. Through talent, turbulence, and sheer wackiness, Gary Busey has proven you don't need to play by Hollywood's rules to leave a lasting mark. Buckle up, because in Busey's world, normal was never the point, and we're all just along for the ride. Val Kilmer didn't just become a movie star. He became an icon. With his magnetic charm and undeniable talent, he shot to fame as the cocky, ice-cold Iceman in Top Gun, then cemented his place in Hollywood history with unforgettable turns in The Doors and Tombstone. Over nearly 4 decades, he racked up more than 90 film and TV credits, won awards like the Satellite, and built a fiercely loyal fan base that still adores him today. But behind the spotlight, life wasn't always glamorous. In the early 2000s, Kilmer's health began to falter, worsened by years of smoking. By 2015, he faced the toughest battle of his career: throat cancer. The disease forced him through brutal surgeries, chemotherapy, and the partial removal of his throat. His once booming, distinctive voice, the same one that made audiences lean in, was reduced to a whisper, forever altering his career and public presence. Yet Kilmer's story is not one of defeat, it's one of resilience. Instead of fading away, he reinvented himself. He poured his energy into writing, painting, and creating art that reflects a spirit unbroken. In 2021, his deeply personal documentary Val gave fans an intimate, raw glimpse into his journey, reminding the world why his name still carries weight. Val Kilmer may not dominate the big screen the way he once did, but his legacy is far from finished. His life is proof that the true measure of an artist isn't in fame or fortune, but in the courage to keep creating against all odds. Iceman may have hung up his aviators, but the maverick spirit inside him still burns bright. Edward Furlong exploded onto the Hollywood scene at just 13 years old, forever remembered as John Connor in Terminator 2: Judgment Day. With his boyish charm and raw talent, he became a teen idol almost overnight, winning the hearts of fans around the world. But the glare of the spotlight often hides darker shadows, and for Furlong, the path ahead would prove anything but easy. As his career gained momentum, he found himself spiraling into substance abuse. From 2000 to 2006, heroin and cocaine gripped his life, turning what should have been his brightest years into a terrifying blur. Legal troubles and allegations of violence followed, staining his public image and derailing his once promising rise. The young star who had seemed unstoppable was now fighting for survival, shuffling in and out of rehab in a desperate battle to reclaim himself. Then, in February 2021, Furlong made a bold move, opening up about his struggles on the American Glutton podcast. With striking honesty, he revealed that he had been sober for 3 years, a milestone that marked the beginning of his redemption. Now, with clarity and determination, Furlong is focused on inner peace and rebuilding his career. Fans who once cheered for the rebellious John Connor now hope to see Edward Furlong rise again, not as the troubled star of yesterday, but as a man who has fought his demons and is ready to shine in Hollywood once more. Brigitte Bardot remains one of the most unforgettable symbols of beauty and allure in the history of cinema. Her breakout role in And God Created Woman didn't just launch her career, it ignited a cultural firestorm. With her golden hair, striking features, and effortless sensuality, Bardot captivated audiences across the globe, quickly earning the title, Europe's answer to Marilyn Monroe. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, she embodied glamour, freedom, and rebellion, becoming an icon of an era. But behind the dazzling image lay a woman wrestling with her own struggles. Bardot battled heavy smoking, alcohol, and ongoing mental health challenges that shadowed her stardom. Though she starred in over 40 films and achieved worldwide fame, the relentless pressures of celebrity life wore her down. In 1973, at the height of her career, Bardot shocked the world with a bold decision. She walked away from the spotlight. Since then, she has devoted herself to a different kind of stage, animal rights. Founding the Brigitte Bardot Foundation, she became a fierce and passionate advocate for the protection of animals. Now, at 90 years old, Bardot lives quietly in the south of France. Arthritis has slowed her down and altered her once celebrated appearance, yet her legacy remains untarnished. For those who remember her radiant presence in the 1960s, her beauty and charisma remain timeless. More than a screen siren, Bardot proved that influence can outlast youth and glamour. Her story continues to inspire, echoing far beyond the silver screen. Carrot Top, born Scott Thompson, shot to fame in the 1990s with a brand of comedy no one else dared to touch. With his wild props, lightning-fast wit, and that unforgettable blaze of red hair, he carved out a space in entertainment that was entirely his own. His quirky, inventive style drew fans from every generation, cementing him as one of the most recognizable faces in American comedy. But in recent years, it hasn't just been the jokes making headlines, it's his appearance. Once celebrated for his animated expressions and signature look, Carrot Top has become the subject of endless speculation over cosmetic enhancements. From Botox to sharply defined cheekbones and altered eyes, his transformation has left fans divided, some intrigued, others unsettled. Add to that his surprisingly muscular physique, and the conversation around him only grew louder. Yet through it all, Carrot Top remains relentless on stage. No matter what changes the mirror may reflect, his comedic chops are as sharp as ever. He continues to light up audiences with the same energy and originality that made him a star in the first place. Love him or question his new look, one truth remains. Carrot Top still makes people laugh, and at the end of the day, isn't that what comedy is all about? Joan Van Ark rose to stardom as Valine Ewing on the hit series Dallas and its spin-off Knots Landing. With her striking beauty, flawless skin, and piercing eyes, she became one of the most recognizable faces of 1980s television, captivating audiences and earning praise for her unforgettable performances. But as the years passed, Joan's career took a difficult turn. Like many stars under Hollywood's harsh spotlight, she felt the pressure to stay forever young. Multiple cosmetic surgeries, however, left results far from what she had hoped. Skin pulled too tight, lips unnaturally full, and a chin that no longer looked like her own. The transformation sparked public criticism and began to overshadow her remarkable body of work. The pursuit of perfection in an unforgiving industry left Joan with scars, both physical and emotional, altering not only her health but also her public image. In time, she chose to step away from the limelight, embracing a quieter life away from Hollywood's glare. And while she no longer graces the screen, Joan Van Ark remains a name that fans look back on with both admiration and reflection. She is still remembered as a gifted actress, a symbol of 1980s television, and a cautionary tale of how fame's demand for eternal youth can come at a painful price. Corey Feldman once embodied the very spirit of youthful stardom in the 1980s. Bursting onto the screen in beloved classics like The Goonies, Stand By Me, and The Lost Boys, his boundless energy and magnetic charm made him one of Hollywood's brightest young stars, seemingly destined for a lifetime in the spotlight. But behind the glow of early fame, Feldman's path grew darker. His career was shaken by a long and public battle with addiction to alcohol and drugs, struggles that not only derailed his professional momentum but also took a heavy toll on his health. Adding to these challenges, he openly shared his fight with a thyroid condition and other health issues, candid revelations that revealed just how deeply hardship had shaped his journey. The toll of those years is undeniable. Today, Feldman looks markedly different from the boyish heartthrob audiences remember, thinner, older, and visibly marked by a lifetime of turbulence. Yet, what remains is perhaps even more powerful than the youthful vitality he once carried: resilience. Despite his setbacks, Feldman continues to press forward, sharing his story, reconnecting with fans, and working tirelessly to rebuild his career. His journey is no longer just about fame, it's about survival, perseverance, and the raw strength it takes to rise again when the world counts you out. Corey Feldman's life reminds us that beyond the glittering Hollywood image lies a deeply human story, one of struggle, redemption, and unshakable will. Jane Fonda isn't just a legendary actress, she's a force of nature who has redefined what it means to be a star and an activist. Since the 1960s, she has lit up the silver screen with unforgettable performances, her magnetic charisma making her one of Hollywood's most enduring icons. Her breakout role in Barbarella cemented her as a symbol of style and allure, but her career went far deeper, spanning more than 50 films, acclaimed television work, and 2 Academy Awards for Best Actress, alongside a shelf full of BAFTAs and Golden Globes. At 86, Fonda's story is one of resilience as much as brilliance. She has weathered health battles, breast cancer, osteoporosis, and the complicated aftermath of cosmetic surgeries. Yet each challenge has only revealed her unshakable strength. Instead of retreating, she has continued to rise, using her platform to champion social causes and inspire change. Her advocacy has become as much a part of her legacy as her film roles, proving that influence extends far beyond the screen. Living in Los Angeles, Jane Fonda remains the embodiment of grace and grit. She is living proof that true beauty isn't defined by age or appearances, but by perseverance, courage, and a life lived with purpose. Jane Fonda is not just a Hollywood legend, she is a timeless testament to resilience, reinvention, and the power of intention. Johnny Depp rose to cinematic royalty with his unforgettable turn as Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean series, a role that cemented him as one of Hollywood's most iconic figures. But long before the swashbuckling fame, Depp was the brooding heartthrob of 21 Jump Street, captivating audiences with his striking looks and undeniable talent. From quirky, offbeat gems like Edward Scissorhands to blockbuster triumphs, his career became a showcase of versatility, earning him a Golden Globe and multiple Oscar nominations. Yet, the road to stardom has been anything but smooth. In recent years, Depp has faced turbulent battles, struggles with mental health and alcohol, bitter court cases filled with abuse allegations, and messy financial disputes. These storms have left a visible mark, with the once vibrant star appearing thinner, more fatigued, and weighed down by the toll of his journey. Still, Depp's story is far from over. Resilient and determined, he continues to fight for redemption, both personally and professionally. For millions of loyal fans, his artistry and unique presence remain untouchable, a reminder that even in the darkest chapters, the spark of greatness can never be completely dimmed. Melanie Griffith lit up the silver screen in the 1980s, capturing hearts with her unforgettable breakout role as Tess McGill in Working Girl. Her portrayal of the ambitious, sharp-witted secretary determined to rise above the glass ceiling earned her critical acclaim and cemented her place as one of Hollywood's most iconic leading ladies. With a mix of charm, resilience, and undeniable talent, Griffith's star power burned brightly, leaving an indelible mark on the film industry. But like so many stars, her path wasn't without turbulence. Behind the glamour, Melanie battled addictions to alcohol and smoking, struggles that took a toll on both her health and career. Her decision to undergo multiple cosmetic procedures, facelifts, Botox, and more brought complications that dramatically changed her appearance. The once natural beauty who graced magazine covers now faced criticism for a look many deemed frozen and unnatural, a harsh reflection of Hollywood's relentless pressure on women to remain forever young. When Griffith appeared at the 77th Golden Globe Awards in January 2020, the signs of time were impossible to ignore: wrinkles, changes in facial structure, and the weariness of a life lived under the spotlight. Yet her presence on that stage spoke volumes. It was proof of resilience, of survival, and of the universal truth that even Hollywood's brightest stars cannot escape aging. Melanie Griffith's journey is more than the story of a movie star. It's a poignant reminder of fame's hidden costs, the inevitability of time, and the extraordinary strength it takes to live, stumble, and rise again while the whole world is watching. Faye Dunaway, born Dorothy Faye Dunaway, rose to become one of Hollywood's most unforgettable icons. With electrifying performances in classics like Bonnie and Clyde and Chinatown, she defined an era of cinema. Her mesmerizing presence and raw talent earned her an Academy Award, 3 Golden Globes, and a BAFTA, securing her place among the most celebrated actresses of the 1970s and 1980s. Over a career spanning more than 100 films and television projects, Dunaway built a body of work that remains unmatched in its impact and intensity. Yet behind the glamour, life wasn't always picture perfect. Dunaway developed a reputation for being notoriously difficult on set, a label that strained professional relationships and shaped her public image. Her quest to preserve her youthful beauty through cosmetic surgery also sparked debate among fans who remembered her natural, striking allure. The changes, coupled with the inevitable effects of aging, left some admirers shocked by how drastically her famous features had transformed. Now at 83, Faye Dunaway has stepped away from the relentless spotlight that once defined her. With declining health and her acting days seemingly behind her, she leads a quieter, more private life. Still, her legacy as a Hollywood legend, bold, daring, and unforgettable, remains firmly intact. For movie lovers, Dunaway is not just a star of her time, but an enduring symbol of Hollywood's golden age of power, beauty, and drama. Rod Stewart carved his name into rock history with that unmistakable raspy voice and electrifying stage presence. From timeless anthems like Maggie May to the playful swagger of Do You Think I'm Sexy, his sound and his fearless fashion didn't just entertain, they defined an era. With his flowing hair, glittering outfits, and devil-may-care charisma, Stewart became more than a star. He became a symbol of the rock revolution of the 20th century. But time leaves its mark on even the brightest legends. After decades of high-energy shows, a hard-living lifestyle, and years of smoking, the toll is visible on his face, lined with deep wrinkles and softened by sagging skin. Health scares, including heart and respiratory issues, forced him to slow down and reimagine his life around wellness. Yet one thing has never changed: his undying passion for music. Even with a lighter schedule, Rod Stewart takes the stage with the same raw, heartfelt energy that first won the world over. His story is proof that while age may alter the body, the soul of a true rock and roll spirit is timeless. Kim Basinger's story is the kind of Hollywood roller coaster that's equal parts dazzling and devastating. She first stepped into the spotlight as a model in the 1970s, her striking beauty quickly opening doors to the silver screen. Her breakout role in Never Say Never Again made her a household name, and unforgettable turns in Batman and LA Confidential, the latter earning her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, sealed her reputation as one of Hollywood's most magnetic stars. But Basinger's rise wasn't without turbulence. In 1993, she made headlines when she purchased the entire town of Burselton, Georgia, envisioning a glamorous tourist destination. The bold gamble backfired, dragging her into financial ruin and bankruptcy, a blow that left lasting scars on both her personal life and career. Even so, Basinger's resilience kept her in the game. She continued to grace the screen with the same elegance and intensity that had defined her earlier years. Yet, the glow of her stardom proved hard to reclaim. In recent decades, her appearances have become rare, and fans have noticed the visible changes time, and perhaps cosmetic procedures, have left behind. Still, Kim Basinger remains etched into Hollywood history. With more than 40 film and television credits, her legacy is not just about beauty, but about talent, daring choices, and the ability to endure the unforgiving spotlight. She will forever be remembered as a true icon, one who soared, stumbled, and survived in a world that rarely forgives. Pamela Anderson burst onto the global stage in the 1990s, transforming from a rising Playboy model in 1989 into one of the most recognizable faces on the planet. Her role as C.J. Parker on Baywatch didn't just make her famous, it turned her into an international phenomenon. With her sun-kissed blonde hair, stunning looks, and magnetic charisma, Anderson became the very definition of a 90s bombshell and a pop culture icon. But behind the glamour, her life has been anything but simple. She's endured deeply personal and public battles, from her fight against hepatitis C to the unrelenting spotlight on her private relationships. Cosmetic surgeries and the pressures of fame have left visible marks, while her struggles with substance use and an indulgent lifestyle have added layers of complexity to her image. Now 57, Pamela may no longer dominate the headlines as she once did, but her resilience continues to shine. Still active in the entertainment world, she remains proof that survival in Hollywood requires more than beauty, it demands courage. Despite the turbulence, her legacy as a cultural icon endures. Pamela Anderson's story reminds us that true beauty isn't frozen in time or found in perfection, but in the strength to rise, rebuild, and remain unapologetically yourself. Mick Jagger isn't just a name, it's a force, forever etched into the soul of rock and roll. As the electrifying frontman of the Rolling Stones, Jagger exploded onto the scene in the 1960s and 70s, mesmerizing audiences with his magnetic swagger, unmistakable voice, and raw, untamed energy. Albums like Sticky Fingers and Exile on Main Street didn't just top charts. They became cultural touchstones, sealing his place as one of the greatest icons in music history. But even legends aren't invincible. Decades of relentless touring, wild living, and the sheer weight of time eventually caught up with him. In 2019, Jagger faced a sobering moment when he underwent heart valve replacement surgery. A stark reminder that even rock gods are human. Yet, true to form, he refused to let it define him. Against all odds, his boundless spirit blazed on. Today, Jagger still commands the stage with the same fire that first made him a star, proving that passion, resilience, and the true spirit of rock and roll never fade. His story isn't just about music, it's about defiance, survival, and the unstoppable will to keep moving no matter what. Elton John isn't just a musician, he's a living legend. For over 5 decades, his soulful piano melodies and larger-than-life stage presence have defined generations. In the 1970s, he skyrocketed to fame with timeless hits like Rocket Man and Your Song. But it wasn't just the music that made him unforgettable. His glittering outfits, dazzling capes, and those oversized glasses turned him into a cultural icon, a symbol of an era fueled by creativity and fearless self-expression. Yet, behind the sequins and spotlight, Elton's story took darker turns. Through the 1980s and 1990s, he battled substance abuse and the toll of an unhealthy lifestyle. Addiction nearly claimed him, until he made the life-changing decision to fight back. His recovery wasn't just about survival, it became a beacon of hope, proof that even the brightest stars can rise again from their darkest nights. Now at 77, Elton John stands as a testament to resilience. Sober for decades, he continues to embrace life with renewed energy, touring the globe, releasing new music, and dedicating himself to countless charitable causes. With an Oscar, multiple Grammys, and a legacy that has inspired millions, the Rocket Man remains unstoppable. Because really, who else could rock a bedazzled cape, fill stadiums with roaring fans, and still have the heart to give back? Only Elton. Richard Dean Anderson became a household name thanks to his unforgettable turn as Angus Mac MacGyver in the hit series MacGyver. With his quick wit, inventive problem-solving, and boyish charm, Anderson brought to life a hero unlike any other, an adventurer who could defuse a bomb with a paperclip and duct tape and make it look effortless. His portrayal not only captivated audiences worldwide but also turned everyday objects into cultural icons. Like all stars, Anderson eventually felt the passing of time. Despite living a healthy lifestyle, age has left its mark, wrinkles and thinner skin replacing the smooth, vibrant look fans remember from his prime. Today, retired from acting, Anderson has stepped away from the spotlight, focusing instead on his personal life and charitable causes, especially his passion for environmental advocacy. Though his public appearances are rare, Richard Dean Anderson remains beloved by millions. Fans still see him as the ingenious, charismatic hero who redefined what it meant to be a TV action star. His legacy endures, a reminder that while time may age a man, the brilliance of his work continues to shine forever. Terry Hatcher has long held a special place in television history, first winning over audiences as the sharp, witty, and endlessly charming Lois Lane in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. With that role, she breathed fresh life into a legendary character, but her star only burned brighter when she stepped into the shoes of Susan Mayer on Desperate Housewives. That performance not only earned her a Golden Globe but also secured her status as one of the most unforgettable faces on television. But fame never comes without its shadows. Alongside her professional triumphs, Hatcher has faced her share of personal scrutiny. Over the years, her appearance has sparked endless speculation, whispers of Botox, fillers, and cosmetic enhancements that she has consistently denied. Time has left its natural marks, with deepening lines around her eyes and mouth and a visible loss of skin elasticity. Yet, in an industry obsessed with youth, Hatcher's willingness to face aging with honesty and authenticity has become part of her enduring appeal. Today, while her career may not be soaring at the heights of her Desperate Housewives era, Terry remains a warm and graceful presence in Hollywood. She continues to appear at public events, engage with fans, and remind us all why she became a beloved star in the first place. Thanks for watching Exposed Hollywood. Don't forget to drop a comment below. What's your favorite Terry Hatcher role? Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next story. See you in the next video.